It's lost in plot. We're talking Spider-Man No Way Home, Marvel's big release coming up for the holidays, and whatever phase we're at in the Marvelverse, I honestly don't know anymore. But I feel pretty good because for maybe the first time in all year of 2021, I sat through a halfway decent film. So that's great. Spider-Man No Way Home is a pretty decent film. Now, I've seen all of the John Watts Spider-Man movies. There was Far From Home, Homecoming, and now this is No Way Home, all directed by John Watts. And all of them have been pretty much on the same level for me, like decent, really enjoyable, kind of non-controversial, a little bit breezy, but fun, always fun. And the character, one thing he's nailed about Spider-Man is that he's got a ton of heart. And he does a good job of that again here. So what is this one about? Well, this one is about second chances, as well as responsibility. The responsibility and the cost that comes from trying to be Spider-Man, to be a hero, right? The plot is picking up right after the last film, which was Far From Home, yeah. And the secret's out. Spider-Man's secret identity as Peter Parker is blown. Everybody in the world knows it, so all of the attention is crashing down on Peter Parker and all of those that he holds near to him. His family, his friends, his girlfriend. His whole life is thrown into tumult because everybody knows he's Spider-Man. The fake news has drummed up accusations that he might be a killer, so he's dealing with controversy there, whereas some people hate him, others love him and want his attention, but it's wreaking havoc with his life, and it's wreaking havoc with the life of those around him. So he thinks up a good idea to go see his pal, Doctor Strange, and suggest a spell that might give him a do-over and kind of erase everyone's knowledge that Peter Parker was Spider-Man. But at the same time, he realizes the cost of that may be his relationships, his friendship with Ned, his relationship with Mary Jane, with MJ. So in the midst of that, he kind of tries to pump the brakes on the spell and causes havoc, so everything goes very poorly. And the consequences are dire here. But this film does a great job of really playing the gimmick of the multiverse. That's what we've got here. The multiverse is back. The multiverse. This idea that there's an infinite number of universes out there and an infinite number of Spider-Mans, of villains from all these different universes, and now they're kind of being brought into this one. So we see old villains from prior film franchises show up to challenge Spider-Man. And what the realization he has is he has a bit of a responsibility to these villains to try and give them the second chance. Knowing what happens to them as he learns, he thinks he might be able to cure them or save them, which is a really interesting concept to explore here. And it helps that all of the actors and characters that you're bringing back from those other franchises are pretty awesome. Everyone nails their part here and looks all the better for doing it. I was surprised by some of the villains that I actually saw show up and some of the other developments that happened, but they play it really well, and these writers and the director do a great job of seamlessly weaving all these film franchises together and seamlessly picking up on where those characters were at certain points in those prior films and saying, well, what if we stopped them right there, and if our new Peter Parker would try to do things differently, would try to save them? What would happen? Would he be successful? What would be the cost of trying to do that, of not kind of learning the lessons that those other Spider-Mans may have learned? It's pretty cool stuff. It's interesting, and they do a great job. One of the best sequences is Spider-Man and Doctor Strange. Amazing visual effects when they're going through the city. I won't give too much away. There's no spoilers here. Fantastic sequence there. Fantastic sequences at the end. All top-notch special effects. Like I mentioned, all the characters and the villains do a great job here, and it's a crowd pleaser all the way through. I had the audience clapping and applauding at certain points during the show that I saw, so everyone was enjoying this, and it was very enjoyable. But what it also does is it brings in the real idea of a cost to being a hero and doing these responsible things. The heavy, heavy weight and responsibility of being someone like Spider-Man, which is odd because we just talked about the Eternals a few weeks back, and it seems like that message for that film is completely the opposite of the message that they're going for in this one. This is the more traditional, that doing something heroic doesn't come without a cost. You don't get the best of it and all the convenience in your life. Sometimes to do the right thing costs you a hell of a lot, and that's a heavy responsibility to bear, and it's something that you see come with maturity and growing up, and that's what we're doing with the character in this film. And it's a very well-written script, very well-directed effort here. So a great job for Spider-Man No Way Home. And the other thing I'll say is I think it does a good job of really leaving this franchise in a nice, fresh position for more stories going forward. There are some significant changes and departures that happen here where nothing is going to be the same again. So this was enjoyable. There's also a good cameo after those first little credits, a fun one there. I won't spoil that, but check that out if you're wondering if it's worth sticking around for. You can spend a few extra minutes there. Anyway, this is a 7 out of 10. It's for Spider-Man No Way Home. Hey, 7s are hard to come by this year, especially with the theatrical releases that have been shit. They've been garbage. But I'm happy to say that they do right by Spider-Man. Nice job. Spider-Man, nice job. Hope you liked this quick review. Make sure that you like and subscribe. Leave some comments down there. Let us know what you thought about Spider-Man No Way Home. Look for us on Twitter. And we're going to see you guys on the next one.